Okay, so I've been playing COD for 5 years now, I guess, and I've always understood the benefit of aiming with both thumbsticks, not just for aim assist, but also for tracking targets. So what I've realized is that in Marvel Rivals, it's way more vital than in any other shooter game that I've played. So what you'll notice I'm doing in these clips here is I'm actually walking in the same direction as the targets that I'm shooting. And it means I need to use my right thumbstick a lot less. So I'll slow down this next clip here so that you can get a closer look of how I'm following the targets. So I'm actually trying to aim a little bit in front of the target. So they're essentially walking into my bullets. That's just dependent on the bullet velocity. But the interesting thing here is that even though the movement feels slow in Marvel Rivals, the speed of the transitioning between left and right, or just the movement and jumping of all the characters in this game, it makes the left stick feel so much more noticeable. You can't just wiggle it back and forth like in COD to kind of snatch on to the target using aim assist. You really have to be more intentional with your left stick. So as you'll see here, I'm just tracking the direction. If the target's moving directly across the screen, I'm moving directly to my right or left. If they're coming towards me, I'm moving backwards and in the direction that they're going. So there's a clip coming up here where I'm gonna slow it down a lot more, and you'll be able to really see sort of how I'm transitioning between each target. One little fine-tuned addition that I'm doing here is when I'm moving to the next target using my right stick, I'm going a little bit in ahead of where they're going. Like I said, that compensates a little bit for the bullet velocity. So this one's moving backwards, so I'm moving forwards to follow it. This one's coming towards me, so I'm moving backwards to follow it. This one's moving more to the right, so I'm gonna, again, just mimic its movement. And this one a little bit backwards, so I'm gonna move forwards and to my left. I find that this really makes a huge difference with aiming. Obviously, this is the Punisher, so he's got that crazy bullet velocity and fire rate, so you're... Plus I'm making use of the unlimited ammo and no reloads with rocket here. But just to see the amount of headshots I'm getting, I'm barely using my right stick at all. It's, as you'll see, there's so many moments where I'm just aiming at the right angle, a little bit in front of the target's movement, and then I'm just tracking them with my left stick, mimicking their movement. It's really a game changer for my aiming here, because I'm just so used to COD. It's been an adjustment for Marvel Rivals. One thing I want to point out is if I do the opposite and move in the opposite direction that the target is moving in, it puts a lot more strain on my right stick aiming and tracking. And as you can see, although that might be good to maybe warm up your aim, it's a lot less efficient because it requires both movement on your left stick and your right stick, as opposed to the other way of aiming where you can sort of stabilize your right stick and use your left stick more. Could be good if you're trying to make use of knowing both aiming options. Good for warm-up, but in a game might be better to take the more efficient route. I wanted to show my settings here, so I've got guess not so high sensitivity, but what's important to note is the dual zone S-curve. I tried to mimic COD as much as possible, so a sharp increase at first, then more stabilization, and then another increase later on. And here's the values that I have for that. It's worked pretty well for me. I don't have a huge aim assist window, because I don't want that affecting my aim too much, but I want to make use of it when I'm trying to focus in on a target. So this is what it looks like when I'm slowly pushing on my thumbstick, and I'm increasing a little bit more speed. See, there's no massive spikes in movement. Some players, they like to have a big flick near the end of the maximum dead zone of their thumbstick, just for tracking targets behind you and being able to be quick, but I like things to be a lot more smooth, so when I'm trying to get those fast moving targets, I still have control. Now, for some reason in this game, I still find the vertical and a little bit more choppy. I don't get that smooth movement, but you know, it's as smooth as I could get it, and again, I'm just trying to mimic COD and make use of that aiming muscle memory that I've already built up for all those years. Hope this helps.